Good afternoon. My name is Morgan Jean, and I will be discussing the impact of forced retirement on athletes. That's not the right song. Excuse me. To what extent can early or forced retirement affect an athlete's mental health? Forced or early retirement is the concept in which an individual has no other choice but to step down from his or her current occupation. For the sake of this presentation, I will be discussing an athlete's perspective on the concept of forced retirement. Common reasons for forced retirement among athletes are severe musculoskeletal injuries along with concussions. Musculoskeletal injuries involve traumas that have occurred in 11 total body segments, which include the forearm, thigh, elbow, spine, face, calf, knee, ankle, hand, foot, and shoulder, all of which are detrimental to an athlete's performance. While there are a few reasons one should not participate in sports or physical activities, the positive factors outweigh the negatives. In the article, Psychological Benefits of Sports and Physical Activities, positive factors such as the natural release of endorphins, prevention of acquiring depression, as well as the benefits toward the immune system are mentioned. In the article, Garcia Falgueras states that playing sports regularly can have an effect over the serotonin release, making our immune system stronger, therefore overall affecting athletes or individuals who participate in physical activities and giving them a firm and confident quality of life. The release of endorphins as physical activities are completed are a crucial aspect to individuals in an explicit way. Endorphins are released through the brain, which then stimulate our sense of happiness or fulfillment. Therefore, as more exercise is completed, the more endorphins are released. As shown in the graph, the amount of endorphins is rapidly sped up after 60 minutes of exercise. When more endorphins are being produced, the stronger your immune system can become, allowing us to fight off infection as well as depression. Injuries are the main factor in fear for forced retirement among athletes. Sudden stops and changes in direction have tendency to overstress the knee and ankle joints, both of which fall under the musculoskeletal injury category. For example, Andrew Luck, who was a recently retired NFL quarterback, was forced to retire due to constant injuries. He describes it was the hardest decision of his life, and unfortunately, Andrew Luck is an example of any elite athlete's worst nightmare. He had reached the point that there are other things that count more. Sadly, injuries are on a steady increase among athletes. However, football is a main worry of injury, specifically within an individual's head involving concussions. As shown in green on the graph, football is reported to be the most common cause of concussion suffered from athletes. However, not the only severe cause of concussion. In 2014, a study was conducted by Brian Chow to investigate how Major League Baseball players are affected by concussions. His hypothesis was that their performance on the field would decrease. Chow was correct through his prediction in terms of the player's strikeout rate. Before they had suffered from a concussion, their total strikeout rate was only 8.2%. However, after the concussion was suffered, the combined rate rose to a combined 9.2%. While this is only a small percentage, concussions negatively affected professional baseball players' overall performance, therefore making the athletes consider if the risk is balanced with the reward. As the COVID-19 pandemic hit the United States full force, education was not the only thing affected. COVID-19 caused 50.8 million high school students to be out of school, over half of which were high school athletes. This caused many sporting events to be canceled, therefore causing high school athletes to go without sports and without their athletic identities. My proposed solution for athletes who have been forced to retire is an increase in retirement villages. A retirement village is an establishment where individuals commonly 50 years of age and older have the opportunity to live peacefully with assistance if needed. Retirement villages differ from assisted living establishments in the ways where they have the freedom to participate in sports and physical activities as they please, however with assistance readily available. With an increase in retirement villages, athletes whose career was cut short can have a chance to relive their glory days.
All right, Morgan, a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
Question 1, how did your research question evolve as you moved through the research process? And did your research go in a different way than you had originally planned or hypothesized?
It did. Originally, I planned to look at the COVID-19 perspective. And after some conversations and recent research, I found that there wasn't actually any research concerning COVID-19 because it is so new to our world.
And then second question following up, so as you took this direction and you did your research, how certain are you about the level of certainty about the conclusion that you came to?
I'm about 50-50 with the conclusion.
Okay.
Now, this is because since a whole retirement village is a very large-scale project, many limiting factors such as cost, geographic location, implications like that need to be considered, and it's a very large project. So, no.
Okay, thanks, Morgan.
Yes, ma'am.